Hello everybody, Tuesday morning, very early. Can you see that sun coming in? It's just fabulous down here in Cornwall, I have to say. What a lovely day. And do you know what? I don't know about you lot, but everybody and around and everyone seems to be so much happier. Sun's out is always good for everybody. And we're all moving about a little bit. And do you know what? I had a few people in visiting the studio yesterday, or the cupboard as I like to call it, or as some call it, the therapy cupboard, which is even better, I feel. And it's just nice to see people like-minded. Can I have some fabric? Can I have some wadding? What you doing with your picture framing? Need something doing? Stretching of cross stitches, all sorts of stuff yesterday. It was lovely. Really did bring me back on track and has cheered me up no end, because I'm very aware that I was getting a little bit down. So no, this is absolutely fabulous, and I hope you're all feeling that much better for it as well. Bit of contact with families, catching up with people, even if we're at a distance. Do you know what? It's just people. It's lovely. You get the inflections in the voices. You get the body language. If you're at a big enough distance, you might even be able to have a little sneak underneath your mask and say hello and see a face. How gorgeous is that? So it's all good in the cupboard. Sunday, you'll laugh at me, I actually spent the whole day in here cleaning, because I can't have it all mucky, dirty, horrible when everybody comes in to see me, can I? So I did one of those three things that I hate doing, and I not that I don't hate all three things, but I don't like the tidying and I don't love the exercise, I have to say. But anyway, so cleaned the cupboard so there's space and I could greet people and they could actually get in the room. I have to say that I now have a huge pile over behind that you can't see, but it is quite tidy pile. It's good. Floor's actually been cleaned properly. Every surface in sight has been anti-backed, and it's all good. So if you're anywhere near and you want to come in, please do. Just shout me first. Make sure I'm here and I've not nipped to the post office or something like that. There we go. Right, so what I need to be saying today is Witter Quilt 8. Looking at putting it together a bit now, or at least prepping it to put it together. Okay, so over on Facebook in the group Patchwork Witterings, I actually chucked up 3 photos the other day to sort of get you going a bit, because I didn't manage to witter Sunday because I was hot and sweaty and horrible because I've been cleaning and you didn't want to see that. So I put up a bit of homework. All right, so the first one was to add a 1-inch border around your smallest blocks to bring them up to 12-inch square plus seam allowances. All right, and to join your snowball, your 4 little snowballs, join them into one block. All right, and that will make a 12-inch block. Okay, so we've now got, hopefully at that point, 4 12-inch plus seam allowance and 5 16-inch plus seam allowance. All right, all ready to play, and I figure that's enough. You could make this bigger with borders and stuff after if you're wanting, I'm feeling, but I reckon that will do for now. So we're sort of putting it together, sort of traditional, but not. Been Abbied, can't help it. You know what I'm like. So the first thing, having made up your squares to 12.5 or 12, add a 2-inch border all the way around those 4 blocks. So I'd put a 1-inch there. Can you see that? I'll put a 1-inch, and now I've put a 2-inch. So I'm cutting 2.5. Yeah, my strips there are 2.5 inches square. Okay, now this is a perfect time to hide any anomalies within any of your blocks. All right, so if you need to adjust anything, adjust it with that 1-inch border in the middle. All right, so if you're 1/2 inch missing everywhere, make it a little bit bigger, that's fine, so that when you can put on this framework, for want of a better expression, although it looks like a border at the minute, it's going to be a frame, make that 2 inches, cut 2.5. all right, now with these bits, because we're going to put them on all of the blocks now, you could put them all different colours if you fancied, if you're really out there and wanting to do. All right, or you could maybe use one colour for the smaller blocks and then one colour for the bigger blocks, because all of your blocks now need a 2-inch border around them. All right, so you need at least 1 metre of fabric, I would say. Or, as I say, you could put everything different at this stage. Okay, so there's a 12-inch now brought up to, in effect, 16.5. All right, so there's your snowballs put together and your border on it. All right. If I'd thought about what I was doing with this, I would have done it differently, because what's happened is I've got 2 fabrics the same in the middle there and 2 fabrics the same in the middle there. Hey ho, such is life, design development and all that. It is what it is. This one, I've put the 1-inch border around. Okay, I've done it in me cockerel chickeny things so that he looks all nice and happy and not on his own. And then I've put green around. I'm using green because actually, with all the weird and wonderful fabrics that I've used, seems to bring it all together. But it would have been quite happy with a yellow or a red or a blue, actually, or every single one different, as I was saying. What I wouldn't use at this point is a black or a white. I don't know that they will or won't work, but I feel like here where you've got a black corner, if you had black next to that, that's going to be quite, the effect is lost, plus it'd be quite dominant, if that makes sense. So although I love my black, I'm not using it. And although the white would make it lift, and that also would be lost on a lot of these edges. So we're going a colour of some description, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a plain. If you're really up for it, make it all different. Just go crazy. How cool. Because there's still another chance yet to pull this all together. All right, so this is just sort of stage 1 of putting it together. So there's still something more to add to this. All right, so there we go. That one didn't need any borders or anything because he was already 12, so I've now made him up to 16. Yeah, and then I've done a 2-inch around all of the big ones as well. So what was a 16-inch block is now humongous at 20. All right, so if you've only done 1 or 2 of these would make real cool cushion covers, I reckon. Depending obviously on your fabric and your decor. If you're like me, it's all sorts of everything chucked in there with a background of navy carpet, yellowy walls. Did you know that? Colour therapy type stuff is humongously amazing, and it really does deserve a little bit more credit. Have a little nose sometime at sort of the general gist of colour therapy. All right, it's like if you're wearing red, you're out there, you're feeling good, and don't come near me, you know. Perhaps, you know, I'm dominant, I'm really for it. Yeah, I never wear red. Clashes with my hair. You know, different colours mean different things, or will improve your moods, depress your moods, whatever's appropriate. But do have a little read, because it's actually quite interesting stuff. Where was I going with this? I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. So I've gone green anyway. Oh, in my house, I know what I was doing. I was going to tell you my decor, because I've got navy carpets, and I've got a nice warm yellow, not an acid or a lemon, a warm yellow walls, because I have so many other colours to put on top. Got masses of pictures, paintings, textile art, all sorts all over the place. Not necessarily my own, in fact very little of my own, but I have stuff everywhere, and I have quilts all over the place that I use daily on top of furniture and all the rest of it. But navy and yellow together in a room is very, very calming. It's actually proven that these are really, really calming type colour decor to have around you. I did it totally by accident. Nobody ever told me that. I was just like, oh yeah, I like that, and I like that, and that's what I did. And then I was reading this thing, and it's like, oh, okay, I've done that anyway. I think that comes down to the fact people call me a natural colourist. There is such a thing. I just put colours together, or not, as the case may be, which is why it's pretty in your face most of the time. Anyway, yeah, so moving on. So what we want is a 2-inch lovely border around all of your squares. There's a couple behind me as well, just so as you can see. All right, and then that will bring it up ready to put together. Okay, now I'm quite hopeful that I'm going to have a go at that later today or tomorrow and see, can we get a quilt top ready for you. What I have done though today is I've put up 2 of the Witter quilts behind me, which are due for binding. Look, I've cut all my strips. You see, there's another little job I'm going to do at some point. I'll add them today, because then what happens at the end of the day is I take my sewing bowl into the house with whatever I'm working on and sit and stitch whilst listening to the TV. It means I'm keeping Paul company. He likes to watch his TV and whatever else, and it has to be said, we don't talk, but we're there. Is that good? I don't know. What's that all about? Is that normal? Is that what marriages do? I don't know. We're both in the same room, which is good. So I'll sit and finish those by hand then. So that's another job. But I've put these two up behind me purposely today to remind you of what we've been doing. Because we've had a year of it, over a year of it. And do you know what? Some of us have done masses. Some of you out there have done loads. And I am so chuffed with all you lot. So I've got a couple of things to say. Right, so these have been long-armed. Okay, so they've come back from Longarming. And Sarah at Ambleside Quilting in Kilthampton, which is up near Bude, so North Cornwall, up that way, has long-armed these for me. Or for us, I should say, because they're our quilts. Okay, so that I'm ready to do them, bind them and finish them. Now, I want to chuck an idea out there and see what you feel, because I know there's quite a lot of you out there that have been completing these with me. What would you say if we had a bit of a quilt exhibition? I'm not necessarily thinking this year, because obviously people are still a bit nervous about going out and about and all the rest of it. Sarah and I were discussing things the other day, and I'm thinking, do you know what, how cool, she's got the most amazing workshop. Yeah, so light and bright, we could have a quilt exhibition in there. What would it be like to have a Witter Quilt exhibition of all your quilts? Obviously I'll stick mine in there as well, or the ones that I've got, because I've given a couple away, to be totally honest. But I can borrow them back. I shall demand the return of for a little while. But I thought, do you know what, how nice would that be? So let me know your thoughts on that one, either over on Wittering's page or on here on YouTube. I don't mind. Would you be up for that? Okay, obviously some of you I know are very, very far away and across water, but it's totally up to you. You could always courier them over, ship them over, or whatever. But unfortunately that cost would come down to yourselves, I believe. But do you know what? It's up to you. I just thought, how lovely, what a nice idea. We'll see. Give me your thoughts on that one. I would love to see them personally all together, because I think we've achieved so much through this last year. I really do. There's so many of you still with me, so many of you still doing. I'm humbled, really, in truth and honest. I can't get my head around it. I think it would be humongous and lovely to have a quilt exhibition of all your quilts, and I'll stick mine somewhere in a corner. Even if you can't make it to the quilt exhibition, I can obviously witter it, can't I? I can go around and show everybody what we've done. I think that'd be lovely. Up in Sarah's workshop there in Kilthampton. It's amazing. Right, there we go. So that's the first one out of the way. Okay, so that's why that's behind, to show you how lovely we've been and how lovely we are. Yeah, so that's that and that. So what else do I need to tell you today? Big heap of stuff going on here. All right, Alice, if you're watching, these are your samples. All right, these are all that lovely big sample pack there. It's what's going to go on to TV with me on the 9th of May. And that's Craftstore TV, all right, which I think is scary. That can't be the word. Scared stiff about it. It's live. It's doing. It's a bit scary. This isn't live. This is me talking to my phone, and I can delete it if I want to. I can't delete that. Anyway, so the debate is now on. Do I have rainbow hair, or do I just go for the complete purple pink range? So we'll have votes on that one as well. Rainbow or purple pink, as and when I can actually get it cut. That would be good, because I've not been able to get my appointment yet. Right, anyway, so Alice, that's all your samples, what I shall be sorting out over the next day or two. What else is there to tell you? Fabrics. I have had so many new fabrics in. Fabulous, lovely stuff. So do go and have a quick look on the shop, abbieann.com. I still do my Sunday specials for everybody, and they could be anything, fabric or haberdashery wise. What I did last Sunday, and I'm afraid you've missed it now, and that's it, because it's not going to be done again. One of the new ranges from Macau that came in on Friday, I actually put it on a special on Sunday. How cool's that? So keep your eye out. You never know quite what you're going to get. Also, give me suggestions of what would you like to see as an offer, because then if I can arrange it, I'll arrange it. All right. So look, you've got loads of things to be doing there. If that doesn't keep you quiet for a day or two, I don't know what will, because it's going to keep me quiet. Well, nothing keeps me quiet. It will keep me busy. That's the word. I shall have my radio on nice and loud there, and the door will be wide open because it's actually looking like it's going to be a good day. And hopefully there'll be a few people wandering in and out. Fabulous. Don't forget to ring before you come though. Please just let me know that you're on the way, because I would hate to think that I've got off down to the post office or the bank, or even gone shopping, or just gone for a wander, because I do that, and there's somebody sat here waiting to see me. Yeah, so do shout, always shout. It's good, isn't it? Right, so 3 things. If you're still stuck indoors, or you're close to home as it were, I have to say I don't yet fancy going out and doing an awful lot of distance with lots of people, because I think Cornwall seems to be full again, judging by the traffic and the amount of motorhomes and such like, which is fabulous. There's a cat coming in. I can see a cat. It's a Thomas. Yeah, so we seem to be full, so I'd still am not going to go that far. I never do in the summer when there's loads of people in Cornwall. I stay fairly close to home. Right, so 3 lovely things, okay? Go and do a bit of exercise. We're allowed to. It's all right, and it's going to be a nice day, hopefully. Tidying. I have done my quota for a month, other than the end of the day when I shall have to wipe down absolutely everything anybody's touched, including me. So that will be my cleaning for today. And then the last thing, do say hello to everybody. Make sure everybody's all right. Yeah, say hello to them. I'm also busy thinking, what are we going to do when we finish this one? I have one idea, but if there's anything you want to do, and I'm not necessarily thinking full-on size quilt here. It could be a quilt come the end, actually. Now I've thought about it. More like a wall hanging. Anyway, any thoughts or ideas of what you want to have a play at, let me know. And if I can get it in that I can actually wish for it successfully, then I will. All right. So one last thing to everybody. Be lovely.